back to the podcast. My name is Matthew.
My name is Emmanuel.
And I'm Victor, the black man.
In Black Africa.
This is Construction Talk with the lads, as usual. Sometimes contemplating on perhaps being a part-time musician. And just come from a practice. Guys, do you think I can reach the levels of Ed Sheeran?
Keep pushing.
Yeah,
you can.
Okay.
Wrong move.
Okay.
Wrong move.
Wrong move. Fine. You haters. Haters will always hate. Today we're going to talk about infrastructure, and we just want to talk about the various elements, from rail, air, fiber optic, and to start us off, Victor, perhaps you could shed some light on the state of infrastructure in Kenya.
First of all, hi guys. First of all, infrastructure is the basic facilities and the system serving a community, a nation, or the world. We are going to Mars very soon.
Oh yeah, shout out to Elon Musk.
So I think space travel will be part of.
Virgin Atlantic.
So most of us we think of when we talk about infrastructure, we say that the first thing that comes to our head is the roads.
Yeah, I'm guilty as charged.
So it's quite broad.
Yeah.
We have railways, we have the ports, we have even internet. In fact, internet is proving to be a very big part in infrastructure, in our daily lives, in our economic activities. Even I think the current regime in their manifesto really aspired that internet be part of our daily life, so that Wi-Fi is available to everyone.
Kindly highlight the word manifest.
Manifesto.
Define.
Our manifesto is what they aspire to deliver, what a political party or coalition aspires to deliver once they get into office. Now, so they get into office. So you prepare for Wi-Fi.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So that is infrastructure. And before we can even go further, I'll just put something. It says between the dreams of a nation and the actualization of the same, infrastructure lies there.
Makes sense.
So in order to achieve our dreams, Vision 2030, and I really feel like we usually put our dreams in long periods, like 30 years.
Yeah.
Vision 2030, 20 years.
How long is your dream?
My dream. I'm living my dream.
Oh, you're living the dream. He's living the dream.
Very nice. Very nice.
But
So it's something that's usually not forgotten actually, but part of the infrastructure that's very crucial to the society is we have the sewage systems.
Very important.
We have the water lines, and we also have the power lines. They also form part of the infrastructure.
Yeah.
And so, looking at infrastructure, let's go. I was looking at the infrastructure development in Kenya. Let's say, according to my knowledge, and maybe you can share thoughts on
your
it,
vast
but,
knowledge.
based on my
Well informed.
the first infrastructure development in Kenya came with the British colonials. That was the Kenya-Uganda Railway.
There's a name they gave it, like there's someone's. Do you remember the name they gave it? Sorry.
The snake? Or?
No, that was like a prophecy. Perhaps you guys, if you remember, if you can share in the comment section.
Your historical classes.
Yeah. there was a name they gave it. What, like they know, like idiots or. If I find it, I'll share.
Share it in the comments.
Yeah, you guys could tell us, because I remember when they were comparing SGR and that railway, kuna jina iliitwa something Slade. I've forgotten much. Anyway,
The Uganda Railway.
Yes,
obviously. It was built in the year 1896 to 1901, all the way from Mombasa, because the from Mombasa up to Kisumu, up like
Port Victoria.
Port Victoria, because it's like the British were trying to get access to the interiors of Africa, or the interiors of East Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can even note how significant it was in the development of some of the towns that we have. You know, I think Eldoret was one of them. Back then it used to be called Eldoret, I think. And because it was like should I call it a collection center where goods coming from the region so they're being collected and transported to actually. So naturally Eldoret started growing, and it's not this town that we are aware of now.
You can also see that railway actually, in my opinion, it actually brought about the colon. It led to us being colonized in some sense, because when the British came, first their goal was to get to the interior of East Africa, and they spent the amount of money they spent on the railway. I think it was that time. So the figure was like 6.6 million euros thereabout.
Euros at that time. Okay.
Yeah. So when what led to them colonizing us, they were looking at the cost-benefit analysis of how much they spent and the benefit they get from it. So along the railway, I think that's when they came up with the idea of establishing these settler farms.
Okay.
So they took some portions of land, saying that they were farming and sending the products back to Europe.
Okay.
You know that now they will recoup
What the investment they
Yep.
lunatic. That was the word. It has come back.
Yeah.
It was lunatic something.
You spoiled for our viewers.
You sikama ulitosha guess. Cheers.
So about the other rail, I think you also have the SGR.
Oh,
I think, if you can share something on it.
actually, it's looking back. You said 1901 to the 21st century. We can see a bit of a difference in execution of infrastructure projects. One of them being in the railway, the major one being the SGR, which has Costa Star in Kenya. I think it took $3.3 billion to construct it from Coast pale Mombasa. Tukafika karibu tunafika pale Naivasha.
Says go up on Naivasha.
Tuko hapo. So yeah, because the SGR is a very good project actually. It's actually a good project if it were implemented to its fullest capacity. The SGR on paper, the World Bank said that it ought to have reached to have reached Uganda and then connected to Rwanda.
That's nice.
Now that way we sort of monopolize the transport of the containers from to the landlocked country.
Okay.
Now the World Bank in a statement also said that it was not necessary to have the SGR. It was not necessary.
Okay.
But it would be a good project. Yeah. Now the only thing that we went wrong with the SGR, the devil's advocate here. Cheers, the devil.
Did you just choose the devil?
Yeah. We did not implement it to the fullest. Yeah.
Okay.
No chance, maybe.
Yeah. Because we reached we reached Naivasha.
Yeah.
Now, let me explain. The SGR and the British Railway, the Kenya Uganda Railway, the one that was existing. The difference is on the gauges.
Yeah.
There's this standard gauge and there's this meter gauge. So you know the tracks cannot interlink. You know. So if we could have implemented it to the border, you know, we could have been transporting like every other container from SGR to Uganda.
I heard that the SGR has been actually extended from Nairobi to Kisumu. Is it true?
It's not the SGR. It's the revamped British railway system.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, 1901.
yeah, ndio tu iko hapo, sisi ndio tuko. Actually, I've had the curiosity of using it, I never thought that railway can be comfortable because the tracks were in chuma. But I'd say it's scary. Meaning Kenya Railways don't come from my neck, but it's a bit backward considering that our neighboring Ethiopia has.
Call a spade a spade. Come on. Anyway, I think, but no, but in all honesty, I'm not judge or jury, but it is something that we have to critically consider. You know, looking at even our surrounding countries, electric. What's it called? Is it Ethiopia or is it
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia? Correct. The European countries are phasing out use of what's it called? Is it
Is a locomotive.
Yeah, not locomotives. They're switching to electric operation using electric vehicles.
Yep.
I know much can be said about that. A lot can be discussed about that because some people argue, oh, lithium is more, it will cause more damage, so and so forth. That's not the main topic here. But if at all that's the direction we are headed, doesn't it give you an impression that you should try and think ahead rather than just think a few years? Because lunatic line, whatever, it's like 120 years old right now. Yeah, 120 years. So if we wait for another 120 years, shall we need to build another SGR?
I think we will. We can just update it because the SGR, I think it's very comprehensive. But I don't know the incorporation of electric trains to the trucks. I don't know if it will be it will be of financial soundness because of the you need like another electric lines over the train.
Because they usually powered as they move.
Yeah, so I think that's nice, but a nice conversation. But considering we are developing Railway City, which will be the biggest railway station in Africa.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to Kenya. They proposed, yeah.
Okay. That sounded kind of sarcastic, but okay.
Yeah, so we're on the right track.
Yeah, literally.
But
I must add something on, the element of moving with time. Let's appreciate one thing. Kenya is a developing country, correct?
Yep.
To some degree, we cannot be competing at the same level with already advanced countries. Kuna ile bar ambayo kuna ile level ambayo tunaweza chezea. Yeah, there's a certain point, yeah. But regardless, that shouldn't mean we stick to the old ways as if we're going backwards instead of forwards. You get? I mean, look at the roads we have right now. One of the things I appreciate about this, like the current government, and even the previous one, they were very keen on, at least, let me just say in my area. I don't know much about your areas or your areas. I never want to talk about something I'm not sure about, but I can for sure tell you that my county, Murang'a County, roads zimeongezeka. Perhaps not in the most should I say best way, because there are some contractors who just push on you up.
okay.
But the element of improvement of infrastructure has been a very key, or has been of key importance to, the government. And so when you have a government that is supporting infrastructure, that is good. However, connecting to what I said earlier, can we stop working backwards and work forward? Yeah, there's a country, as I finish this point, there's a certain country, I forget the name, but they featured it on a Top Gear series. You guys know Top Gear, right? The British TV series on car shows, or on cars rather. At the time, There was Jeremy, there was Richard, and there was James. And they went to this country, and they had like a road, 8 lanes on each side, but there's no traffic. Perhaps that was a possible feasibility error, but it may help in future, because I think they were trying to relocate the capital city, and they did some massive developments, but no one wanted to move in. So it's like a 16-lane road, and they can do all the drag races and donuts they want because it's empty. Yeah. So perhaps, of course, we have to consider feasibility and the projection of the future, and even looking at the population and how it's changing. I mean, Kenya has bright minds. You'd be shocked. Juicy, the guy, I went to a shoe cleaning area. The guy is doing actuarial science. Yeah, not that it's wrong to clean shoes, but you'd imagine huyo ni mtu ameenda hapo kufanya kazi as a last resort, because kazi huko imekosekana. He's just doing something to busy himself and earn a few extra coins before he goes back to school. So there are bright minds in Kenya. Wezi niambie hii Kenya tunaishi hatuna akili za kufikiria 50 years ahead, or even make some worthwhile decisions in regards to infrastructure. I know there's the element of politics though, so chani achie Victor hiyo. Cheers Victor.
I reserve my comments, but
tutapigana baadaye. I'm looking forward.
Talking of roads, remind me of there's a road that was completed recently in Mombasa. Okay. Is it a road or a bridge? Let's call it a bridge.
Okay.
The Makupa.
No, is it the Likoni floating bridge? Huh?
No, Makupa.
Oh, okay. Makupa. Okay.
Formerly known as Makupa Causeway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's another infrastructural development I think we should really appreciate. In that, first of all, the former Makupa Causeway,
yeah.
I think it had been built as well with the British, that linked the Mombasa Island to the mainland of Kenya. But now the problem with the Makupa Causeway was, I think, how it was, the way in which it was built, it was causing some kind of obstruction to the marine life. So, and there was some,
because water is not being allowed to circulate in and out.
Yeah. And I think as a result, it almost caused made Mombasa to be declared to be removed among the island cities in the world. But I think after the renovation to the Makupa Bridge, I think it meets the requirements now, which makes Mombasa comfortably sit as an island city in the world.
Okay.
Just to add on that, I think it is we are at a point where we are very keen on life on the planet. We have just noticed that we are not alone. We should not be brutal to animals. So I think it has.
I thought we were starting to talk about aliens.
Okay, so it has helped the marine life. Shout out to Uhuru Kenyatta and the team, the previous regime, for execution of the Makupa Bridge. Then commenting on roads. Roads are classified in letters. So A, B, C, D.
Google Maps.
Google Map, ukiona A1, A01, you're an international road.
Yes, sir.
Ukiona B02, B260, you're a national road. Ni road ya Kenya hiyo.
International.
International.
B is national.
Hai, wacha niongeze point hapo kidogo tu. I think zinakuanga indicated like on a green whatever.
Oh yeah.
Ukipita hiyo signage yake inakuwa green.
Yeah. So yeah, ukiona hiyo A, B, C, F ni forest roads. S ni nini? Ziko hivyo sasa.
Kwani ulifanya attachment
Kura, you are seeing me.
Talking of roads, to criminal not to mention the expressway. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Expressway.
Mungu wangu.
You know the problem with expressway. Okay, let me speak for myself.
Starting the good part to see.
No.
Chunga matamshi.
Call a spade.
Yeah.
That's the thing with the expressway. The only time I've used expressway, I was on the passenger seat. Yeah. So perhaps that's why it's easy to forget. You know, unlike when you're on the driver's seat, you always how because you're the one who knows it's a very good road. I can do 120, but there's a speed limit, so let me not do it. But yeah, you want to say something about expressway, Victor?
Oh, so I actually wanted to comment first on the kilometers we've done, but Peter is out.
You want to talk about how fast you've gone on expressway? How fast have you ever gone on expressway?
Hey, wait, bwana. This is a left group.
Make on the radar.
Back on the radar.
Sawa.
So,
Okay.
But
yeah. So expressway.
You try to be off the record.
But I want to let me just comment. So you brought it up. Expressway is a toll road.
Yeah.
It means that you pay for it.
Yeah.
And it's making a comeback in Africa, like toll roads. We are starting to experience that. Okay, we can have great infrastructure,
Yeah.
but not like do it from our own budget. At least the major part of the funding.
Yeah.
So we are adopting PPPs. Yeah, and expressway is one. There's somewhere in Nigeria, South Africa has been doing this.
Just a recap, sorry. Because I don't know if everyone who's watching this has watched our video on PPP. Perhaps we just define PPP. Like.
PPP. PPP is public-private partnership. Okay, it's only
They can watch that. They can watch that video. But I just thought it would be nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's our video on its own. We've done it. So yeah, we've realized this, and I think we aspired to do the Mausami Trironi Road, but I think there's a amount of contention there. It's not out to the public what the issue is, but I think we will look at that, and I think we cannot speak about PPP without highlighting the downside that can come with it.
Okay.
Because
That's very important.
most of the time when we speak about PPPs, even the politicians, they view it as, oh, okay, I can get this thing for free. We'll just pay it with time. It's like niko na shule ya free. I just promise to the people we will deliver for you this road, then you'll pay for it, you know.
Yep.
So but we can go, a classical example is Colombia. 21 out of 25 PPP projects, toll road PPPs project have been renegotiated. Renegotiation means that, okay, we didn't meet, like we didn't pay the 94 billion that we used to construct expressway, or we are foreseeing that we won't be able to pay it at. So we are saying, okay, badala ya 30 bwana, tuongezeni 5 years hapo.
Oh, that's the negotiation.
Yeah, in Peru there are about 13 projects that have been recalled, toll projects. So we must say that as good as it sounds, there are it's a very dangerous road to tread on.
So you have to be very careful when
Yeah.
approaching.
So PPPs, they are very. I think we can deliver too much. The standards of life can be just extraordinary.
And some people can drive as they want.
Yeah, but
So I think, for me, I'll view PPP as a good thing from the start, in that I think the first successful project we had in Kenya, the first successful PPP project that was funded by that model, I think it was the JKIA, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport.
Okay.
And that proved to be valuable because at least it made like Nairobi to be the gateway,
Correct.
to Africa.
So African hub.
Yeah, actually, it's one of the gateway to Africa. People coming from Europe, JKIA is is a major international how I say it, airbase or
Like a link towards
Yeah.
the outer world.
and also comment on the Nairobi Expressway. I think it's also a good project, considering the main goal that it was built. I think it was to reduce the traffic of the Mombasa Road, which was really it was experiencing some heavy traffic, and so far so good. I think there's an easy flow of traffic on that road, so that's a plus for the expressway. And also I also appreciate the expressway how I say it, for the aesthetics it brings to the city of Nairobi. You've seen all those videos, pictures of the Nairobi from above in the skyline.
And that's why it's very unethical of what they did during the demonstrations. It was quite disappointing. Gentlemen, I'd like us to take a thought.
And so it's Reverse Construction signing out. Bye for now.
Peace.